I was lucky enough to recently win some money with Skateboard England to spend at my local skate shop, Three Amigos. And that's the only reason why I've invested in this really expensive deck, is because I'm curious. Before coronavirus came in, I was traveling a lot. And so to have a lighter board in my bag is something that really appeals to me. So this isn't really about strength or durability. It's literally about how light can I make a board so I've always got a board with me when I'm traveling, which is something I'm not going to do for a very long time. But anyway, I was curious, so let's get going. I'm not sure how accurate these scales are, to be honest, but that is 1, 2, 5, 8. The Powell Peralta deck. 1, 2, 79. It's actually saying it's heavier. Doesn't feel any lighter, to be fair. Let's try the trucks. 2 standard indies, 723 grams, and then the hollows, 677 grams. I think they said online that it's like 10% lighter. I wasn't convinced by the previous scales, so I'm gonna try and flatten out these scales and give it another go. So this is the Love and Skate deck. Bang on 300. My God, it's heavier. It's actually heavier. I don't think I did my research on this. Here someone says the Powell Peralta flight deck is lighter than anything I skated before, has great long lasting pop and feels really playful. Deck's 5 instead of 7 ply, but it's got 2 layers of a pattern fiber basically that runs through it. Few things online saying it's the lightest deck people have used, which is so confusing. Let's just set up both decks, weigh them, and then I'll skate this deck for a while and tell you what it's like. There's literally nothing in it. So I'm at the skate park, and initially I feel a bit silly that I thought the flight deck was lighter than normal decks. I checked online, there are a few people that reckon it was lighter than their board, but on the actual description it just says it's thinner, and I think in your head that makes you think it's lighter, but it's not. It's just so much stronger. The pop is definitely different. It's just really crispy, and I know you get a crisp pop with a new board, but this one's just like super crispy. I've been skating the Powell Peralta flight deck for a couple of weeks now. It is quite heavy, but I've got the hollows on there, but it's still got really good pop. The only other thing is, I've been trying no comply Ollie Impossibles, or just getting the Ollie Impossible kind of motion going. And if you think hitting yourself in the shin with a 7 ply maple wood board hurts, then try a 5 ply with 2 pattern carbon metal fiber things, because it's literally so freaking painful. So a quick update on the Powell Peralta deck. I got it on the 13th of May and it's now the 2nd of July. It's still got very good pop, but the layers have started to come apart, and I've never noticed this. Like, I know a lot of people chip their boards and stuff. I've never had that on any of my 7 ply boards. The nice thing about it though is I've not razor-tailed maybe as much as I would have in a month. Obviously because of lockdown, I don't know if I'm skating more or if I'm skating less. The other thing I've noticed is the hollow trucks. Now I don't grind that much and they've already started to square off way quicker. Like, I think my independents I've had on for like a year or 2 and they've not started to square off as quick as this. Hollow trucks, yeah, they make your board lighter, but again, like, a skater that skates and actually grinds properly must find that they get through a pair of hollow trucks a fucking week. But yeah, overall still got good pop. Landed my first varial heel with this board, but I don't know if that was because of this board or because I put Georgie Winter's wheels on, and Georgie Winters is the queen of varial heels, so I think her spirit was in the wheel.